is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
And we are live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on this Tuesday morning, a special edition of Good Morning Indiana here. No, it's not race day. It's not breakfast at the Brickyard. It is a special day that has to do with hiring Hoosiers, people getting jobs, entrepreneurs, the Shark Tank casting call coming right here to Indianapolis and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. And we are so excited to be here this morning because this is an opportunity for not only Hoosiers, but people from across the country to come and pitch their ideas to ABC's Shark Tank producers.
Yeah, and what a cool place to come if you're not from Indianapolis, even to get to come to the Motor Speedway here, see the sights, and then talk to the ABC producers here, hoping to get your idea off the ground, maybe get some funding for an invention you have, a business you're starting. So we're really excited to see all the creative things that people bring here today.
We really are. We really are. And gates open here at 6 a.m. We have been keeping a close eye on the weather, though, because I know a lot of people are worried about, are they going to have to stand in a long line in the rainfall? Well, our Alyssa Donovan has been keeping a close eye on that for us. Alyssa, are we going to see rain throughout the morning here at IMS?
You know what? There's a pretty good chance we're at least going to see hit and miss showers throughout the morning. So anyone heading out to the track this morning, definitely bring an umbrella and some rain gear just to be safe, because if you're standing outside, you may need it. We have those light showers moving through right now, moving into Noblesville and Newcastle and into Greenwood as well. This is all remnants from Storm Barry moving up from the south. Now, the good news is this system starting to look like it's going to shift a little further east, so most of the activity is going to be happening today. You can see we also have some heavier showers for some of those northern counties this morning as well. As we head through the day, chances are going to increase. So we're looking at about a 20% chance of those showers this morning. But then as we hit the noon hour, we're up to 50% chance of rain showers and then 70% chance of rain showers and thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon. We do have a marginal risk of some severe storms with this system as well. So just be aware of that as you're planning your day. Most of the activity is going to happen in the afternoon and evening. Today, starting very warm and muggy this morning, still 75 degrees here in Indianapolis, and then as we head through the day, temperatures not going to be as warm as we were yesterday. We're only going to reach the low and mid 80s with those chances of showers and storms later this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. A couple things to pay attention to when taking to the roads. First, an overnight roadwork project, I-69 southbound ramp to 106th Street. Right now, that's closed again for that overnight roadwork. To get around it, exit at 116th Street, head westbound to Allisonville Road, take Allisonville Road southbound, and that'll get you back to 106. So just keep that in mind if it is part of your drive. I'll let you know when it opens back up. Over on the east side, this right lane is blocked because of a semi-fire. 465 southbound at East 56th Street. I have this on our live in.traffic camera now. I spoke with ISP Dispatch, and they said no injuries with this. So the driver of that semi actually pulled over, got out of his vehicle. It looks like the fire department has left. It was there before, so should be cleared up pretty soon. But for now, I'm going to send things out to the track. It's an exciting day here for us, guys.
Oh, yeah, Elena. Well, we know in terms of traffic, 16th Street outside of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is already getting a little bit busier than it normally would be at this early hour, because according to our Erin Lish, who's been out there, she says that people are already parking across the street because they want to be first in line to pitch their ideas to the ABC producers for Shark Tank.
Yeah, and we'll hear from her in just a little bit. She's already talked to one woman who came all the way from Orlando, Florida, to pitch an idea about yoga pants. And you might think, how can you make yoga pants different than they are?
Better than they already are.
Yeah. Well, she has done it. She's added pads to the ankles and the knees. Therefore, anyone with weak knees or ankles or who have had injuries are able to do yoga a little bit more easily. So we'll be interested to hear if the Shark Tank producers like her idea or not. I think it's something a lot of people would use since yoga is becoming more and more popular now.
And sometimes it's just a problem that you have in your own life and you try to fix it, and then you think, maybe other people could use this, and that becomes a business. So we're hoping to see a lot of cool ideas like that today. Our Todd Clausen is also here with us. And the good news, Todd, right now is I can just feel a little bit of a drizzle.
It's a mist.
A little mist. Nothing too crazy. What's going on where you are?
Yeah, you know, the heaviest shower went through on our way in here to IMS. So that is through. Yeah, there's a little bit of a drizzle. There's a little bit of a breeze. But honestly, it doesn't feel all that bad here. I'm in the gasoline alley just outside what would be the pits on race day. Obviously, a lot more quiet now. The gates open at 6 o'clock here this morning. So it's going to be a little while until we start seeing some people. But as you mentioned, and I saw when I pulled into the gate off 16th Street, across the 16th Street in the gravel lot, there were people already starting to line up. They're not letting them line up on 16th Street, but there will be some people coming. Wristbands get set out at 9 o'clock. You watch this show, right? And you're like, you see these products and you're like, why didn't I think of that? And that's what's so unique and what's so fun about not only this show, but when we see the people that start to gather here at IMS in just a little bit, they're pitching their products and you're like, that's a great idea. So that's what I'm most excited about, to see what kind of ideas some people have. Kathy, the yoga pants, you mentioned she flew all the way up from Florida, but we're hoping too to get some people from Central Indiana here that are going to come here to IMS, because this is an iconic place, right? When you think of Indianapolis, you think of IMS. What better way to start your journey to maybe getting your product picked by the Sharks, and then starting here at IMS, meeting the producers, and then moving on to the official show later on down the road. Can't think of a better way to start, especially if you're a Hoosier here from Central Indiana. As far as the rain you mentioned, do not let that deter you from coming here to IMS. There's a little bit of a sprinkle here and there, probably this morning, as Alyssa's been telling you, but they have indoor seating for you. You're not going to be stuck out in the downpour later on this afternoon. You're not going to get stuck in some heavy rainfall. There is indoor seating, I think, for about 300 people. So if we get more than 300 people, maybe it's a little bit of a different story, but at least initially here with some of these showers moving through, I really don't think it is going to be a big problem for you whatsoever. So we're just waiting for the people, Lauren and Meredith. Hopefully they start to show up, and I'm waiting for the sun to come up so we can get a good look at the pagoda. Not lit up as of right now, but the sunshine's going to help everything here a little later on this afternoon.
All right, Todd, it is pretty dark out here this morning. We do want to remind you that's because gates do not open until 6 a.m. You cannot get in any earlier than 6 a.m., so they want you to wait until that time. You can stay across the street. You can be somewhere else in Speedway.
Yeah, go get breakfast somewhere maybe.
Yeah, but the gates open at 6 a.m., and then they're going to pass out the wristbands in the order people come in at 9 a.m. That puts you in line to meet with the ABC producers. You can kind of mingle around. You don't have to stand in a line for hours.
Yes.
And then 10 o'clock is when those interviews start. Pretty exciting.
Yes. And we were looking at some statistics earlier this morning, and the two industries that see the most success from the Sharks giving them an investment is food and fashion. And we saw Sub-Zero ice cream. They've seen a lot of success across the country.
Yeah.
And our Rafael Sanchez has another food product that you've probably heard of. He's going to tell us a little bit more about Baker's Edge.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Matt and Emily Griffin walked away from the Shark Tank with no deal. But their business, Baker's Edge, continues to make plenty of dough. The couple developed a pan which delivers the edges and corner pieces of the brownies. We FaceTimed with Matt while he vacationed with family and friends.
If you don't take breaks, it'll be a disaster. Physically and mentally, you've got to be able to unwind periodically. It's just important.
Matt has advice for those planning to make their pitch at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Preparation is key.
If you've got a unique idea that you think your concept is completely original, I would focus on that. If you have an idea that's kind of so-so, but you have great sales and you have lots of upward motion, I would focus on sales and what you're going to do to continue to feed those sales and drive continued sales.
I don't care about the past. If I'm going to put up dollars and invest in Baker's Edge, I want to know what the future holds.
He reminds all doers and dreamers to stick to their plan and not to worry about what happens during the casting call.
Really, you have to go on the show with an idea that you're willing to go through with and a business model that works regardless of what happens on the show. The show is just kind of part of your story, but it's not your story. So it's really important to understand that going in. So one, the information you take from those guys, and you learn from it and you move forward, and don't let this be the deciding factor on if you are not going to do something in regards to your business or your concept.
Matt grew up on a farm and leans on what he calls the farmer's mentality when it comes to business. So he says, be pragmatic. Don't take no for an answer. Think 2 to 3 steps ahead and don't wait for someone else to tell you what to do. And be ready to anticipate.
Ideas are cheap. Businesses take thought and time and practice. I would have your ideas thought through. Think 10 years into the future of what that business is going to look like. And, you know, there's no faking the sharks out. You've got to know your numbers. You've got to know your business model and be confident.
Our Rafael Sanchez there. Thank you so much. Well, as we just told you, the two industries that see the most success with sharks are food and fashion. But there is one woman who is hoping to hook the sharks in a different way, Lauren.
Yeah, and if you want to catch a shark, you're going to need the right lures, the right bait. So let's go out live to our Erin Lish. She's with the crowds of people that are starting to show up, and she has a woman there who has a product to show the sharks. Erin, good morning.
Good morning. It's actually a guy. It's a Hoosier native. He's been here since 4 a.m. You said if you're not first, you're last. Perfect setup for the IMS track here. Tell us a little bit about how excited you are to be out here with Airbaits.
I am totally thrilled. I've worked my whole life studying fish and fishing, and I think Airbaits is just another extension of my passion, really.
This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Give us a little kind of elevator pitch on what you're bringing today.
Well, I happen over time with hard work and the right connections developed a type of plastic that is more buoyant than most of the plastisol out there, and it just gives you a lot more attributes when you're trying to catch fish.
And let's see what this looks like.
This is actually the Air Rig. This is featured on In Fisherman magazine. You can go to Airbaits and type Airbaits Air Rig, and you'll find some information. It's just kind of a do-nothing worm. I really feel fish can't make it out, and so they hit it.
How exciting is it to be able to pitch what you have been working on for the past few years?
It's amazing. I filled out an email about a year ago, and a guy named Sid called me back from LA, and I gave him my pitch then, and I never heard back from the producers. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep coming at him until it happens.
All right, perfect. Airbaits here. Derek, good luck to you. Again, gates open at 6 o'clock. We'll send it back to you guys.
Erin, thank you. As one famous fish named Nemo once said, just keep swimming, and
That's
he
right.
is just doing that. So great, and we're going to be excited to see what the producers think of that bait product.
Yeah, and we want to remind you this is the casting call, so you have to produce these pitch these ideas rather to the producers here at ABC if you want to have any chance to see the sharks on the show. So this is really that first step. So we're wishing everyone good luck who's coming out to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So we've had some innovative leggings, something to help you with fishing. We're going to have a lot more coming up here.
Yeah, we're excited to see what ideas people have come up with.
Oh, yeah. Let's send it back to the studio right now with Nicole.
Ladies, thank you. Coming up here on Good Morning Indiana, advice from state police following a devastating fatal crash. Coming up, tips on how you can help prevent similar accidents when you are on the road. He says the tweets were not racist, but many people continue to condemn President Trump's comments against 4 women of color who are members of Congress, including a congresswoman from Indiana. Elena.
And here's a look at I-65 at Keystone Avenue down on the south side. Very active construction zone. This is part of that I-65 southbound closure on the south side. Coming up in the next few minutes, I'll show you how to get around it, so you're going to want to stick with us. Time now, 5:13. We'll see you after the break.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Here's a look at I-65 Keystone Avenue. So the southbound lanes are closed right now. I'll show you how to get around this closure coming up in the next few minutes.
Elena, thank you. Don't be a selfish driver. That is the message from state police after a crash on I-465 killed a woman and her 18-month-old twins. Sunday's wreck near the Keystone Avenue exit also injured 7 other people. Investigators believe a semi-driver was going too fast and slammed into stop traffic in a construction zone, causing a chain reaction. Police tell us there was always a human element in crashes.
Construction zones are necessary, and they're not always convenient. But if people would just pay attention, I can tell you they're very well designed. They're very well thought out, and the purpose of a construction zone is to repair the road. If everyone would pay attention, it would be much safer.
The semi-driver was Bruce Pollard. Right now, he is charged with reckless homicide and criminal recklessness causing injury. Call 6 investigates learned Pollard received a ticket last summer in Terre Haute for failing to move over for an emergency vehicle. President Trump went back on the attack against 4 Democratic congresswomen of color after his tweets against them over the weekend were condemned as racist. The president says he stands by his tweets, saying the congresswomen originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? 3 of the 4 women were born in the United States, while the 4th became a U.S. citizen when she was 17. But Trump says he isn't backing down.
Does it concern you that many people saw that tweet as racist and that white nationalist groups are finding common cause with you on that point?
It doesn't concern me because many people agree with me.
This is the agenda of white nationalists. Whether it is happening in chat rooms or it's happening on national TV, and now it's reached the White House garden.
So far, few Republicans have gone on record to criticize the president's comments. Indiana Congresswoman Susan Brooks had this to say on Facebook. She says, the president's comments to my colleagues across the aisle are inappropriate and do not reflect American values. Brooks is not running for re-election next year. It is 5:18 and it is a Storm Team 6 alert day. Let's get over to Alyssa.
And that's because we have the potential for some showers and torrential downpours today, as well as the potential for some numerous storms as we head into the afternoon. The main thing with this is going to be some gusty winds as we progress through the day, possibility of lightning and hail in those areas that see some thunderstorms, as well as that torrential rainfall, which could produce some localized flooding. And this is all from the remnants of Barry that's moving up from the south. Now, we are starting warm and humid this morning as well. 75 right now in Indianapolis and Kokomo. We're at 73 in Bloomington. Those winds not too bad, picking up a little bit in Kokomo out of the south, about 12 miles per hour. As we head through the day, we are going to see those wind gusts up to about 20-25 miles per hour just as this system really starts to move into the area. So all of that activity is starting to move in. Now it is starting to skate a little further to the east than originally expected, so that is going to impact us today. We're starting just with some shower activity this morning, just some light showers. You can see that just around Crawfordsville. We've also seen that move through Indianapolis and Knightstown, continuing to see the potential of those light showers this morning, and then things will really build as we head through the day. So here's what I'm talking about. Here we are, 6 a.m. this morning. That's when we start to see things pop up a little bit more. Temperatures only climbing into the mid-70s by the noon hour and into the low and mid-80s by the afternoon. So a little bit of a cooler day by the afternoon. That's when we're going to see that potential of a little bit more convection. That's when we're also going to see a chance of those heavier downpours. We could see a few of those storms become severe or strong. So we are under a marginal threat of severe weather. Again, the main threat with that is going to be the chance of some heavy downpours, as well as some damaging gusty winds, large hail and lightning with that. Those downpours also could present the issue of some flash flooding in areas. So just be aware of that. Again, that severe weather risk is going to be for Indianapolis and areas to the east of us for the most part. As we head through the day, today and into tomorrow, expecting about an inch for many of us as that rainfall moves through. Some areas could see some higher totals, especially to the south, about 1.5 inches possible. So quite a bit of rain expected over the next few hours. And when we do see it, potential of that falling very quickly and heavy downpours with that. Temperatures today in the 70s, climbing into the 80s this afternoon. 90s are back in the forecast as we head into Thursday. So we'll stay in the 80s tomorrow, and then we are back into the mid-90s as we head through the weekend with those heat index values in the triple digits.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Here's a look at I-465 at Michigan Road up on the north side. So this area has been getting pretty heavy with traffic, even early on, but it looks like traffic's flowing through just fine right now. Great news if you're heading out the door. Let's take a look at the map. Some closures that are underway for a couple of weeks. This one opens back up on July 29th. So I-65 southbound closed between I-865 and I-465. So up in this dogleg area to get around and take eastbound I-865 down to 465 southbound. Then we also have the south side closure, so I-65 southbound between that south split and I-465 to get around this. Take I-70 westbound to 465 eastbound. Now this detour adds some significant time to your drive, so if it is part of your drive, add that extra time. Allow yourself to leave earlier. This one opens back up next Monday. So let's take a look at the roads one last time. I-65 at Keystone Avenue. This is that area of those southbound lane closures. You can see crews are hard at work right now. But the good news is if you're heading northbound from, south side Johnson County, traffic is flowing just fine and the roads appear pretty dry right now.
Elena, thank you. Well, the Sharks are coming. Here is a live look out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's where the live casting call for Shark Tank is happening soon. Coming up, we'll check in with our Lauren Casey and Meredith Barrick as the gate's set to open at IMS.
Backyard style for you.
And welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. We're coming to you live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a special edition of our show, thanks to the Shark Tank Open Casting Call coming right here to Indianapolis. And we're so excited for today here at RTV6 because we've been working on our Hiring Hoosiers initiative, connecting you to jobs and opportunities. And sometimes it just takes one idea. One person who has an idea, they start a business, hire a few employees, that can turn into hundreds, thousands, and it could all start today.
Yeah, and that also means a lot of money. There have been 10 seasons of Shark Tank so far. This casting call would be through the 11th season. And I want to give you a few numbers here, Lauren. 222 episodes of Shark Tank. 895 pitches. Woo. So these pitches here today, those could push us into the 900th pitches. Yeah. And hopefully we see some good ideas. We have a lot more fun facts about Shark Tank, and we hopefully will hear some more people's ideas coming up. But first, we do want to get a check of the weather with our Alyssa Donovan back at the studio. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, you guys. As people head out to the track, you're definitely going to want to bring your umbrella. We have remnants from Hurricane Barry moving up. That's going to bring us the potential of heavy downpours really at any time throughout the day today. And then we also have the potential of some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Some of those storms could become strong to severe. The main threat's going to be gusty winds as well as those torrential downpours. Temperatures today in the 80s, back into the 90s on Thursday. We'll be right back after the break.
Visit IndianaBlackExpo.com for more information.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The Sharks are in Indy this morning. How your big idea could land you on ABC's Shark Tank. We have live team coverage from open auditions right now on Good Morning Indiana. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Griffin. We are going to check in live with our Meredith Barrick and Lauren Casey. They are out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but first it is a Storm Team 6 alert day. Let's get over to Storm Team 6's Alyssa Donovan. Alyssa, if you're heading out to IMS, bring the umbrella.
Definitely bring the umbrella and be prepared for some heavy rainfall at times today, especially if you are waiting in line for a long time. So you can see on our radar we do have some activity moving through. Most of that is just light showers this morning, but we are going to see the potential of some heavy downpours, especially as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. Temperatures starting warm this morning in the 70s across the area, 76 already in Muncie. Humid conditions as well. That humidity will die off a bit as we head through the day. We're going to see some cooler air today as well, with those temperatures only into the mid 80s. So all of this activity is from Barry. That's moving up from the south. That's going to continue to progress as we head through the day, bringing our rain chances up later this afternoon and into the evening. We also could see some strong storms in there as well, especially for central and eastern counties. Today, our highs will be into the mid 80s.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Here's a look at I-69 at 106th Street. You can see traffic is moving through. It looks pretty heavy actually for this hour. That's because those right two lanes are restricted. Also, that ramp is closed. Now let's take a look at the map. I'll get to that in just a second, but for right now we have this crash that just came up eastbound US 52 at State Road 47. I just called Boone County Sheriff's Office and they say they can't give any information on this crash, so we should expect a press release later on, but an investigation is underway. So just keep that in mind if it is part of your drive. Back to that construction I was telling you about, I-69 southbound, that ramp to 116th Street closed. Take exit at 116th Street, exit westbound Allisonville Road, head southbound on Allisonville Road. That'll get you back to 106th Street. So just keep that in mind if it's part of your drive. One last look at the roads right now. Beautiful view of the city from this camera. I-70 at Rural Street, Keystone Avenue. Traffic's moving along just fine for your morning drive right now.
Elena, thank you. It's the day day you've been waiting for. The Shark Tank producers are in Indy, and it is your chance to present your big idea and possibly take it to the national stage. Our team is breaking down everything you need to know before you give your big pitch. Our Meredith Barrick and Lauren Casey join us live now from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Nicole. We're coming at you from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the pagoda is now lit up this morning. In the building next to us, the pavilion, we see some lights coming on, chairs getting set up.
Lots of chairs.
Yes, so they're expecting a lot of people to come out here to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, pitch those ideas to the producers for ABC's Shark Tank. And we were just talking, it's only a half-hour away till the gates open.
I know, we're so excited.
Yeah.
And we cannot wait to hear some of these ideas. Over the past 10 seasons of Shark Tank, 499 deals have been made. That's out of almost 900 pitches. So maybe that 500th deal will be made
here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway
from one of these ideas.
Yeah.
And our Erin Lish is outside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway right now. She's been talking to people all morning long, and
already
Lauren,
getting
when
ready.
you're here at the Speedway, I don't know about you, but you're kind of getting the mood to celebrate. You think of race morning. Maybe you're in the mood for a Bloody Mary.
Oh yeah, that
and
sounds good right now.
thankfully, the gentleman that Erin is talking to right now might have the Bloody Mary mix we'll be drinking during next race day. Hey, Erin.
Good morning. So yeah, we're here with Amazing Hazel's David. Now tell us a little bit about your product. Give us that elevator pitch.
Hi, Erin. So thank you first of all for having me. My product, I started with a chili sauce that was my grandmother's recipe that I rediscovered after my mother passed away. I found the handwritten recipe cards. Started making that a little over 3 years ago. And then about a year and a half ago, I started making my Bloody Mary mix, which is now award-winning. I'm making that from the waste product, actually, of the chili sauce. I was having about 30 gallons of tomato-infused water that I was losing and didn't want to waste it, so I developed a recipe for the Bloody Mary mix, and now it's wonderful.
I think it's about time that I should try it.
It's Bloody Mary time every place. How about that?
So while you do this, how exciting is this to be able to do this, especially with your family being a part of this?
It's wonderful, the opportunities that it provides me. This is the Bloody Mary samples. You notice I don't give you too much. It is alcohol-free. One of the things I do differently is I do not use horseradish, but I do use fresh ginger. So that makes those flavors just come alive.
This is absolutely amazing. And you actually have this in some Kroger's, right?
I do. I mean, about 50 Kroger's throughout Indiana in the local grown area. In addition to that, I'm at Fresh Time stores, Wildwood Market, many of the other local stores as well.
How neat is it to have this opportunity to pitch this and potentially be on Shark Tank?
This is a fantastic opportunity for this casting call in Indianapolis. Really, really looking forward to maybe making the next step. That's what it's all about.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Again,
you.
Amazing Hazel. This stuff is good, guys. I'll probably have to finish this afterwards. I'll send it back to you, Lauren and Meredith.
Erin, thank you so much. And what a great story that he found his grandmother's handwritten recipe and is now doing something bigger with it, going to try to share it with the world. I love that so much.
Yeah, and when you watch Shark Tank, that's probably my favorite part, is seeing why they came up with these ideas, the story behind it, and that's what they want to hear when you come out here today. They don't just want to see your product and what it does. They want to know why you did this, because that's the reason why other people may want to buy that product as well. So very exciting. And we know that there's a number of people lining up today, so we're going to keep introducing you to them throughout the morning. And we know that you don't have to stand in the rain. We do want to make that note in case you're worried about the weather coming out here today, because they do have some indoor options.
Yeah. We are going to show you those indoor options in just a moment. But first, we want to get to our Todd Clausen, who I'm guessing is pretty excited about that Bloody Mary and chili mix pitch that David just told us about. Right, Todd?
Yeah, you know me too well. I couldn't even see it, and it made me hungry. The way he described it, that's what you want, right? Because here's somebody standing out here in Gasoline Alley, no TV or anything. I can just hear it in my ear, and he sold it to me, at least. And of course, I'm not the producer that makes the final decision, and I like any kind of food. So, but it sounded really, really good. So good luck to him. Yeah, you mentioned the weather. Do not let the weather deter you from coming out here to IMS. There's a little bit of a sprinkle out here, but it's nothing more than that. And they have a lot of the indoor options that Lauren and Meredith will show you here in just a little little bit. So you're not going to be standing outside in the rainfall. And this morning, we're not expecting anything really more than a sprinkle. Alyssa has been telling you about that. Later on this afternoon, maybe some heavier downpours could work in, but you want to get here right away. You want the producers to hear your pitch first, and that's going to start as we get into the 9 o'clock hour. They're going to be handing out those wristbands to allow you to get into the room, and from there you'll proceed in front of the producers. So the weather shouldn't be an issue. I know there's been a lot of talk about the remnants of Barry moving through, and that is the remnants of Barry moving through, or this little drizzle that is as of right now, but it shouldn't be an issue for you later on this afternoon. So come to IMS. Sell your pitches. Just like Barry, there was chili sauce. It sounded really, really good. We heard about yoga pants that were padded earlier this morning, as well as the fishing bait. And I like yoga, I like fishing, and I like food, so I'm sold on all three already. But bring your pitches down here, Lauren and Meredith and the producers, and hopefully you get there onto the main show later on down the line.
Well, hopefully the producers here are just as excited as Todd is about those different ideas,
No
because
kidding.
we want to see some people from Indianapolis who come to this casting call get on the show, of course.
Right.
We know that the Hoosier State, Indianapolis, is a great place to have a business, pitch these ideas. So we're excited that people are coming out here today. If you're considering coming out and you're on the fence, we want you to know the gates open at 6 o'clock, so we're getting really close.
Yeah, you have about 20 minutes to make that decision.
Yeah, they're going to give you wristbands once you get in, and that'll tell you the order you're going to be pitching in. And then at 10 o'clock, those interviews start.
Yeah, and we are so excited to hear more of those ideas. And our Rafael Sanchez took a look back at one of the major success stories. These people made it onto Shark Tank in front of the Sharks. They got that investment, and now they are in a pretty sweet spot, I would say. Our Rafael Sanchez takes us inside Sub-Zero Ice Cream and tells us their success story.
Very good.
I can have those things?
Can I get some chocolate flakes and peanut butter cups?
After selecting the smoke and the stirring, serve up
The Mocha Madness, and it has almonds and chocolate. It's a tough decision,
an edible experience.
but a very good one. The number 5.
Sub-Zero uses liquid nitrogen at minus 321 degrees to create its ice cream treats.
We're able to freeze their ice cream within 30 to 40 seconds, and that creates less ice crystals. The ice cream comes out in a very smooth and creamy texture.
The product featured on the TV show Shark Tank in 2013.
Within seconds, your ice cream goes from liquid to frozen.
Company founders Jerry and Naomi Hancock already had a successful business. And instead of a deal with the Sharks, the national attention, it tastes great, led to the expansion of stores and the creation of more jobs. Like the ones in Indiana, 3 outlets now, hoping to scoop the competition.
That exploded the business. We're very proud of that success.
And with an eye on its future customer base and workforce, the Indiana franchise is focused on STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As part of its community outreach, it takes its liquid nitrogen to schools to showcase how science works outside of the classroom.
We do anything from freezing gummy worms and flowers to we take a balloon and dip it down into liquid nitrogen, which collapses the balloon, and then you take it away, and once the warm air hits, it starts to reinflate, it's really cool.
That was our Rafael Sanchez reporting. He didn't have a bad gig there. It looked awfully tasty.
So we're expecting to see a lot more success stories, and we're hoping some come out of Indiana today. And to give you an idea of how many people they're expecting to come out to this open call, we know from other cities they're talking a couple hundred. Well, the lights just came on inside the pavilion next to us, and our photographer Eldon Wheeler is going to walk over here and show you just how many chairs they have set up inside here. So we're expecting to see those chairs filled up with people bringing their pitches, bringing their ideas, hoping to get on the show Shark Tank. So if you're coming out today, we're excited to see you. Stop by, say hi to us here. We're right outside. All the folks here at RTV6, you'll see our news trucks. So we're really excited to see everyone today, and we're getting so close to those gates opening.
We are, and I just can't wait to hear the ideas people have come up with. You always hear and see these stories and you think, I wish I would have come up with that.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we just keep saying that over and
all
over
morning
throughout
long.
the day.
Yeah. Well, we do want to get back to the studio and Alyssa Donovan. Alyssa, I can tell you from here out at the track, it was sprinkling. It stopped. So
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
it's not too
good
bad.
news.
It's actually kind of comfortable out here.
Yeah, there's a little breeze.
Good, good. Temperatures are in the 70s, so you guys are probably feeling pretty good right now. It's a little bit humid in some areas this morning, 75 degrees right now in Indianapolis. That humidity is going to continue dying off, and they said there were a few sprinkles at the track. We're going to continue to see just a chance of some light showers yet this morning, and then we are going to see those really pick up as we head through the day. We are expecting some torrential downpours at times as remnants from Barry moves in, as well as some picking up of some winds. We are going to see those wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour, but you can see as we head through the day, really chances of showers and storms pick up as we head through the midday hour, with a small chance, a marginal chance of some severe weather as we head into the afternoon. The main threat with that will be those torrential downpours as well as gusty, damaging winds, possibly some large hail, but you'll notice those temperatures only in the low and mid 80s today. We are back into the 90s as we head through the rest of the week. I'll have those details coming up. We'll be right back after the break.
Our eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now is 5:46. Here's a look at I-465 at Ditch Road. Traffic's getting pretty heavy for this hour right now, but the good news is no major delays. You can always use 86th Street if you're a little nervous.
Elena, thank you. Metro Police will answer questions about new body cameras. All officers and supervisors on Northeast and Southeast District middle shifts will be equipped with body cams for a 45-day trial period. These are the busiest shifts within the largest districts. This is all part of the process to determine if this is something that's feasible for the city. IMPD anticipates full deployment of body cams may cost between $2 and $3 million. The technology is being piloted at no cost to the city. More than 600 members of the Indiana National Guard are taking over a mission in the Middle East. During a ceremony Monday, soldiers with the 38th Infantry Division assumed authority of the Army's Task Force Spartan. They're in charge of more than 10,000 U.S. service members in the Gulf region. The commanding general says the mission involves partnering with host nations, learning from other militaries, and performing side by side. A northern Indiana community remembering the toddler who fell to her death on a cruise ship. Friends and community members came out to support 18-month-old Chloe Wiegand's family. South Bend, Indiana police officers attended her memorial service. Her father is a fellow officer. The girl died July 7th when she fell from a Royal Caribbean cruise ship that was docked in Puerto Rico. Her family says a glass pane in a children's water park area on the ship wasn't securely closed. It is 5:48. We have a Storm Team 6 alert day. Let's get over to Alyssa.
And that's because we have the potential of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Some of those storms likely to produce some localized flooding as we do have those torrential rainfalls moving through. That is all from the remnants of Barry that's just to the south of us right now, starting to make its way into central Indiana. Now, we do have a threat of severe storms with this system, a marginal threat. Most of that is for Indianapolis and areas to the south and east of us as we head through the day. Again, that localized flooding is a threat just because we are going to see that potential of those heavy rains at times. So that's all from this system that's continuing to move up from the south. That's likely going to impact us today and into the overnight hours, as well as at least the first half of tomorrow. Tomorrow looking like these showers and storms will become a little bit more scattered in nature. Today looking at those becoming a little bit more numerous as we head into the afternoon. And that's just because it's starting to move a little further east than we originally saw it happening. So that's going to continue to impact us today, starting with just some light showers across the area. We've seen those this morning at the track, at those Shark Tank auditions, and we are starting to see those just to the north of Lafayette and into Crawfordsville and Brownsburg, starting to see some light showers right around Shelbyville as well. Now, the thing with this system, though, as we head through the day, we could see those brief heavy downpours at times as that system moves through. So that's why we do have that potential of some localized flooding. So starting in the 70s this morning, a little bit humid. That humidity is going to start to dry off, and then we are going to see that potential of some showers as we we head into midday, then we are going to see a better chance of those thunderstorms kicking up as we head into the afternoon. Starting as we head into the afternoon, right around 3 to 5 p.m., that's when we're looking at those timing of those. And then those will continue into the early evening hours, possibly continuing overnight, and then starting to diminish as we head through the day tomorrow. A cooler day today, only in the 80s. Now, with this system, we also have that marginal risk of some strong storms. We could see some gusty winds as well as hail, possibly some lightning. The main threat, again, is going to be those torrential downpours at times. So we are seeing quite an active weather day ahead. Now, our temperatures today, cooler than what we're going to be the rest of the week. 85 degrees for our high today, staying in the 80s tomorrow with scattered showers and storms. And then we are back into the 90s on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, actual temperatures will be in the mid-90s, but it's going to feel a lot hotter than that. Heat index values will be in the triple digits, so that's what it's going to feel like as you step outside.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. We have a crash in the eastbound lanes of US 52 right around State Road 47 in Boone County, so just keep an eye on that if it's part of your drive. An investigation is underway. Still working on gathering more information. Boone County Sheriff's Office says to expect more information the next hour or so. So we'll keep you updated on that. Southbound I-65 closed between I-865 and I-465 down to the dogleg. So up on that northwest side, take 865 eastbound to 465 southbound. That'll get you around that closure. We also have this closure down on the south side, I-65 southbound between that south split and I-465. So to get around this one, you can take I-70 westbound to I-465 eastbound, and that does add some significant time to your drive. So just plan ahead with that. Leave earlier than you typically would. This one opens up on Monday. So next Monday, the other one on the northwest side opens the 29th. One last look at the roads. Here's on the north side, 465 at Ditch Road, and you can see traffic is slowly moving through. If you're worried of any delays or backups, you can always use 86th Street. But for now, time is 5:51. We'll catch you after the break.
This offer ends Tuesday, July 16th.
And welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. We're coming to you live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a very special edition of our show, because today the producers from ABC's Shark Tank coming right here to Indianapolis for that open casting call, the very last one. This is your chance to pitch your ideas to those producers. You have to get through this round to get on the show.
Yeah, and if you do make it on the show, Lauren, there is only about a 56% chance you will successfully make a deal. So far in their 10 seasons, only 56% of contestants have successfully made a deal. So you have a 50-50
chance,
you have a pretty good chance, I'd say. And I was kind of bummed to read this stat about the show. Women are underrepresented and they secure smaller deals.
Okay.
So we hope to see more women out here,
Some
maybe with some great ideas, and they can maybe change that statistic for us.
Oh, yeah. And we know, again, the gates open at 6 o'clock, so we're just minutes away. Hopefully you'll start to see people lining up here behind us. We just saw a man walk by the sign. They have signs all over telling you where to go if you're coming out here to the track today. So really exciting. We hope to see a lot of people,
just
especially
minutes away from those gates opening.
Yeah.
So we will see you out here.
Yeah, we do want to send it back into the studio right now. The good news, guys, it's not raining right now.
That's good news, and it looks like a lot of the waiting is going to be happening indoors, which is also the good news, because we have the potential of some showers and thunderstorms throughout the day today. Now, a lot of those showers starting to diminish right now, but those are just going to kick up again as we head through the day. Temperatures in the 70s across the area, so a warm start, and we're only going to climb about 10 degrees, so it's going to be a little cooler than we've been the past couple days. Now, I want to show you, we do have a marginal risk of some strong to severe storms as we head into the afternoon, and that's just from those remnants of Barry kicking up throughout the day. Potential of some gusty winds as well as lightning, torrential downpours, possibly some hail in there as well. Today, temperatures starting in the 70s will climb into the low 80s this afternoon. We'll be right back after the break.